Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony checking in with you here today. And we're focusing in on the impact of shame and how this works in the narcissist, psychopathic, or codependent relationship. John Bradshaw, in his book, Healing the Shame That Binds, has a very interesting note in the preface, the very beginning of his book. He says that 10 years ago, he originally had one of a life-jolting discoveries that significantly changed everything. I named the core of the demons in my life. I named shame. This means I became aware of the massive destructive power shame had exerted in my life, and I had discovered that I had been bound by shame all my life, and it ruled me like an addiction. I acted it out. I covered it up in subtle and not so subtle ways, and I transferred it onto my family, my clients, and the people I taught. So this experience of shame is something I really also want to delve into on this channel because it very much is the precipitator of the narcissistic personality, and also really what keeps a codependent or a person a victim in a narcissistic or psychopathic relationship dynamic. Shame is essentially defined as the feeling that one is internally flawed. Something is just inherently wrong with oneself as a person. That is the feeling of shame. And I think it says right here in the preface here that in Genesis and in the Bible it says, and they were not ashamed. So if we look at the two, shame is essentially the feeling that one is ashamed, one is embarrassed, one is humiliated, one is flawed, one is imperfect. There's something inherently wrong with a person. And when we really get down to the core of it, your healthy self, there is nothing wrong with your healthy self. There is nothing wrong with your core self. It is an error message. It is a wrong message that was imprinted or transferred onto you by a narcissistic or shaming person in your life, a psychopathic person, a wounded person. It has been said that wounded people wound. So the shame, that inherent internal feeling that there's something inherently wrong with oneself that they can never fix. So that is really the origin, not only of the narcissist, which they really blow out and exploit, and use a mask to cover up, but and then to take advantage of others in order to feed their life. But a person who becomes victimized, a person who becomes codependent and stays in an abusive relationship, is very much bound by that shame, and they're actually attached to them through shame. So shame is really fueling their life and in that relationship versus a healthier sort of self-concept or self-image. So I really want to just bring that to light and just have you kind of resonate and think with that, because once you can get through that and then release that shame, you can then begin to heal yourself and release a lot of those behaviors then that are tied to the core of shame, that keep you perpetuating the same negative thoughts, the same negative behaviors, be it overeating, overspending, gambling, all the other multitude of negative behaviors that keep one trapped, the trappings of shame. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.